Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is July 1st, 2024, which means Happy Canada Day. It is our nation's 157th birthday. And yeah, we got some national pride going on. Red and white is usually what you wear on Canada Day. So that's what we're doing. There'll be fireworks, there'll be food trucks and concerts and all sorts of things going on downtown today. Whether I'll get to any of it, I'm not sure. It is kind of a nice day outside, about 20 degrees. I know my son has gone down with his girlfriend to the Fundy National Park to do some hiking today, so that's what they're doing. So what am I doing? I'm creating a video for you for Stamp of the Month. What does Stamp of the Month have to do with Canada Day? Well, it kind of has to do with national pride and this flag back here. So, some of you may know that this month is the starting of the Summer Olympic Games in Paris, France. So, I thought I would do a theme about the Olympics and stamps. What do you know about stamps and the Olympics? Well, I'm about to tell you, if you don't know, a bunch of different details. One, about the Olympics, and two, about how stamps are intertwined with them and how they've grown with them as well, and what sort of things are out there. So I am going to be doing things a little bit differently today than I have in previous months. Normally I have a giveaway that goes with my Stamp of the Month. Now I'm still doing that. There's still going to be a giveaway, but I haven't received everything from my co-conspirators. Liverpool Stamps in England, the mail has gotten a little bit tied up somewhere along the way, and so I haven't received the parcel that they sent that I'm supposed to give away to you guys. So I'm going to be doing another video when that arrives to show you exactly what you're going to get in the giveaway. So that'll be something to stay tuned for. But in order to participate, you have to put the word Olympics in this video's comments. So get that right up front. Now, if you're first time finding my channel, make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, and you put the notification bell on so you don't miss out on anything stamp related or anything else that I do too. So you might be interested in all the different videos that I put out, or you might just be interested in stamps. Who knows? Well, this is Stamp of the Month, and today we're talking about stamps and the Olympics. Let's give you a little bit of background first on the Olympics. The Olympics started in Greece in 776 BC, and they ran until 394 AD. So they had 1,000 years of these Olympic Games taking place in Greece. And then they took a 1,500-year hiatus. And then they decided in 1894 they wanted to redo the games again. And so in 1896 in Athens, in his birthplace, they put on the first of what we call the modern Olympic Games, Summer Games. They had 14 countries represented, 9 sports, 10 disciplines, and 43 events, and about 245 athletes. Now, one of the things I do want to talk about is the countries that were represented there. So let me just do that real quick here. I'm going to get, if I can find it. Oh, I had it right there. Okay, there it is. Okay, so the countries that were there were Australia. That wasn't one that I was expecting right off the bat. They had 1 athlete represented. They also had Austria, or the Austrian-Hungary. They were a combination at that point in time. They sent 3 athletes. Bulgaria sent 1 athlete, even though the athlete was originally from Switzerland. They was living in Bulgaria, so they claimed him as their own. Chile sent 1 athlete as well. It was someone who was living in Europe at the time, so it was an easy commute for them. Denmark sent 3, France sent 12, Germany sent 19, Great Britain sent 10. Now, Great Britain comprised of some of their commonwealths and some of their other countries as well. So rather than saying they were there as the United Kingdom, they were there as Great Britain. Greece sent the most athletes, which is understandable, seeing they were hosting it. They had 169, or I think about 63% of the athletes came from Greece. They also won the most medals in that Olympic year. They won the most silvers, the most bronze, but they didn't win the most gold. They missed out on that by 1. To the United States, who sent 14 athletes. They won the most gold. Other countries that were there, of course, Hungary sent 7, Italy had 1, Sweden had 1, and Switzerland sent 3. So those were the countries at the original first Olympics. The other thing that was taking place at those first Olympics was the sports. I mean, you go to the Summer Olympics now and you think of all the different sports that are there. In Paris, France, where the 2024 Olympics will take place, there's going to be 32 different sports that are represented, and a lot more events on top of that, because some of those sports have many different disciplines in them. But at the original games, it was athletics. There was cycling, which was road and track. There was fencing, gymnastics, shooting, swimming, tennis, weightlifting, and wrestling. So those were the original sporting events that you could win medals in. To this day, there is only 5 of those disciplines that have been participated in every Summer Olympics since. Those are cycling, fencing, gymnastics, swimming, and athletics. So those are what you still see today. Now, the motto of the Olympics is faster, stronger, and higher. It was also this flag back here. We all know this flag back here. It was developed and introduced in 1912. So the first few Olympics didn't have this flag, but it was developed. Now, do you know what this all represents? So there's 5 rings. Those 5 rings represent the 5 inhabited continents of the world, and the Americas are all considered one continent. The colors on here, each one of these colors is represented in every flag of the world. So you can see there's red, so we've got red on the Canadian flag. So no matter what flag you have flying in the world, each one of these colors should be represented. The white background, of course, is for peace, and so the international community came together and said, we want to promote peace through athleticism, and so that's what they did. In 1924, they created the Winter Olympics. So not only do you have summer events, well, starting in 1924, they have had the Winter Olympics. And every 4 years, the Winter Olympics and the Summer Olympics would happen in that same year. It would be an Olympic year. In 1994, they decided they're going to alternate. So every 2 years, there's going to be a different Olympics. So this year's 2024, there'll be a Summer Olympics. In 2026, in Italy, we'll have the Winter Olympics. And then in 2030, the Summer Olympics, and so on. That's how it carries on from there. So let's bring it back around to stamps, shall we? In 1896, Greece decided they're going to issue 12 stamps. I'll show you those stamps, put them up here. These 12 stamps were issued in 1896 in order to help pay for the Olympic Games. They needed a fundraiser. So they put out stamps that year. They didn't put out stamps the next couple of Olympic years. So in 1900, 1904, 1908, 012, no stamps were issued. They did put them out again in 1916. Oh, no, 1916. There wasn't an Olympics. So we didn't have Olympics during the First World War. We didn't have Olympics during the Second World War for obvious reasons. There were 2 boycotted years, too, where we didn't have all the countries. 1980 and 84 were during the Cold War. So we had some boycotts from the Americans and the Soviet Union at that time. But other than that, stamps have come out. In 1920, Belgium issued 3 stamps in order to fundraise for the Olympics. And ever since 1920, the host country has always put out stamps. So you can go and see these beautiful stamps and some other ones too that were issued by France for this year's Olympics. In 1924, Uruguay issued some stamps to celebrate their gold medal win in football. They did it again in 1928. And so from there on, non-host countries started issuing Olympic stamps as well. So it's very possible, especially this year, there are some beautiful stamps that have come out for 2024 from all sorts of different countries. Canada didn't put them out. Canada has stamps when they host the Olympics. So we've hosted the Olympics in 1976 in Montreal for the Summer Games, in 1988 in Calgary for the Winter Olympics, and in 2010 in Vancouver for the Winter Olympics. So there is Olympic stamps out in Canada for those, but we haven't put them out in non-hosting years for the most part. There may be an exception in there somewhere, and they don't come out necessarily on those Olympic years. They came out before to fundraise, of course. So that's what we have. The IOC created a commission for stamps, coins, and memorabilia because so many countries were issuing different memorabilia for the Olympics, so they wanted to get on board with that. It is a huge trading, especially pins. If you go to the Olympics and you find Olympic pins, I haven't been to an Olympics. It was on my bucket list to one day be able to go. I do have a few Olympic pins from the Vancouver Olympics that my brother-in-law sent to us, so I do have a couple of those. But that's part of the memorabilia. Coins that come out. I know in Canada we issued some beautiful coins for the 3 Olympics that we hosted, and there are beautiful stamps that are out there from everywhere. So much so that the Federation of International Philatelic Philately for the Olympics was created, and it's called FIPO. It has 31 chapters as of 2010. So stamp collecting of the Olympics has just boomed. And when you think of stamp collecting, there are a bunch of different areas. Sometimes we forget about the Olympics. When I was going to the local stamp fair, one of the things I did was find envelopes of Olympic stamps, and I did that for you guys because I want to show you examples of stamps that are out there from different countries representing the Olympics. So we're going to do that next. I'm going to show you exactly what stamps I have here, and then we'll come back and talk just a little bit more, and then remind you about the giveaway, remind you about Liverpool stamps and my connection there as well. But first, let's get into some Olympic stamps. As I'm in Canada and it's Canada Day, let's start with Canada. These are some of the ones that came out for the Summer Olympics in Montreal in 1976. And this is one of the ones for the Winter Olympics in Calgary. And then the Winter Olympics in Vancouver in 2010. We had a bunch of smaller stamps for those Olympics for us. And then the 3 mascots that we had. I don't know why we had 3 mascots rather than the traditional one. Olympic stamp from Czechoslovakia, and a whole bunch of ones. These ones are nice ones. They're from Montreal Games as well, so representing different medals that they won, bronze and silvers in different disciplines and sports. These ones here too, showing the stadiums from the different Olympics. That was Mexico in '68. Munich in '72, Tokyo in '64, Rome in '60, Melbourne in '56. Mexico, '68, a really big stamp there. Liberia put out some stamps. So every country was putting out stamps, either in support of the athletes that they were sending to raise money, or in celebration of athletes that had brought home medals for their respective countries. They came out in every shape and size. They come out for the summer games, the winter games, like Burundi for speed skating. It's not the country I would think about for Winter Olympics. There's Tokyo. And then Iran put out some stamps. Ghana. Of course, our most famous story that we have here was from the 1988 Winter Olympics in Calgary, when the Jamaican bobsled team was introduced, and they had a movie called Cool Runnings with John Candy. Talked about that. Or Eddie the Eagle from Great Britain, who did the ski jump. Afghani stamps. I don't think of Afghanistan when it comes to Winter Olympic sports, but here are some Winter Olympic stamps. So if you decide you want to start collecting Olympic stamps, there are lots of them out there. This is just a small snapshot of some of the ones that I have and that I've picked up of late. Jordan, Trinidad and Tobago. And maybe you're only collecting a certain discipline. Maybe you only collect figure skating or running or swimming. You can do that too. You don't have to collect them all. Maybe you're collecting stamps that have Queen Elizabeth II's image on them. They have Olympic stamps with those as well. Of course, her image is on many stamps. Maybe you want to just collect one specific Olympics. Maybe you're just collecting the 1988 Winter Olympics or the 2024 Summer Games. There is no right and wrong way to collect stamps and to do themes, countries. But here's a snapshot of some of the ones that I have to show you. So once again, there's no right and wrong way to collect stamps. There's no right and wrong way to collect themes. And if you want to get into Olympic themes, this is a great year for it because there are lots of really nice stamps that are coming out. One in France, they're putting out some beautiful stamps, even ones with their mascot. I'll show you this one here. It's an interesting looking mascot where it's a hat. But yeah, that's the mascot this year. Australia is putting out stamps. There are a number of other countries that are doing it. So this is a great year to start. Well, that being said, thank you so much for joining me once again for Stamp of the Month, where I talk about a stamp, a series of stamps, a theme, a historical event that's happened every month. I do it. Every month we do a giveaway. I'm in league with Liverpool Stamps in England. If you want to go to their website, it's www.liverpoolstamps.co.uk. And they always give us a nice generous code to put in there too. So if you're going to buy some stamps from them, why not use the code this month? So this month it is TDGJUL. So that dad guy July, TDGJUL. You put that code in, you'll get a discount. You'll always get a free penny red with each one of your orders using that code as well. So go ahead and use that code. Now, when the parcel arrives from them, I will do another video. I will show you what's in the giveaway, but until that time, it's a blind giveaway. So if you want to win what potentially might be coming in the future, then make sure you write the word Olympic in the comment of this video here itself. And you can be creative as you want. You can talk about an experience maybe you went to the Olympics with, or maybe you're an Olympic athlete yourself. Well, as long as you put the word Olympic in your comment, you'll be entered to win. And I do the draws on the 15th of the month. So I'm hoping the giveaway item will arrive by then. I'm going to put it down there that the 15th of July will be spinning the wheel with all the entries for the person who wins. And before that, if I get it, I'll put out a video showing exactly what's up for grabs. All right, that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful Canada Day. Happy celebrations. And if you're not in Canada, you're an honorary Canadian today. So drink your Tim Hortons coffee, have your maple syrup, go get a beaver tail. Yeah, beaver tail's a pastry, so don't be offended that we're eating tails off actual beavers. That's not what's happening. All right, I just want you guys to celebrate today. Wear your red and white. Be proud. This actually is from the Atlanta Olympics in 2006. That's how old this one is. I'm actually probably going to change into something a little bit less long sleevey on a day like this. All right, you guys, have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.